you, Claudia, for giving me this opportunity. I am not new to this IMN club. I have been to quite a few events. Two times I have been presenting with this group, and I really like this idea of entrepreneurs coming together, supporting themselves, each other, and this kind of vibe and the excitement to learn from each other, sharing and caring. I think this is really great with IMN, and I absolutely have great faith, and also all the work and effort through the platform that you're putting. I think it's creating a lot of value for people who are joining us. So I think it's growing, and it will continue to grow. And I think these exciting events or these knowledge sharing events will keep interest multiplying. So I think it's really good. And thank you for all today joining me. A little bit on my side, I have been living in Netherlands for more than 16, 17 years now. So originally I came from India. I have two kids, family here, and settled. Almost, I like this country. I have been here for quite some time. I met quite interesting people. My domain was mostly in the banking and finance and risk management. So I have been working on this domain for quite a few long time now, and the 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 obvious problem that I saw working while big companies was always that there is a disconnect between what product you sell to your customer. There is a big department inside companies like sales department, and then there's a marketing department. It's always puzzle to me like how these people are talking to each other. And I have been in the position of a product developer, so having a software developer team with me, sometime more into the business side, sometime more into the technical side. But my frustration was always growing because I was not able to talk anytime to my customers directly, being as the product development and product owner team. Be it big companies like we talk about ENK, ING, or we talk about consulting companies like ENY, or we talk about Rabobank. These people are developing excellent commercial financial product, and that these product impact the lives of the people. But the product development team, the software engineering team, quality assurance team, they never talk to the sales and marketing. There's always silos. And when I started looking at this problem, it was also same in the new companies, even startups. They're having their marketing team, website developer, SEO team in a small setting of 2 3 people. And when I started going more deeper, even I understand being as in one single entrepreneur, one single person. Also, you have this constant struggle, like how to start, where to start, and that's why I started looking bit into this problem deep and try to come up with solution so that we can come with some new holistic situation or like common sense approach to understand like how to get the inputs from your sales and marketing team, how to combine these insights into a solution and product. And all the time I was missing is my target buyers, like who are they, how I can make an emotional connection with them, how can I develop a rapport with them, what should be my headline, what should be my landing pages copy, what should be I'm talking about their dreams, desires, suspicions, mistake, roadblocks, big results that they want to achieve, their desires, how I make this connection with my target audience. Because for any product or solution to be innovative, to be differentiating, you must know like whom you are serving, what is their problem. And this gap, like identifying your target buyers, is quite huge. And a lot of the tools and the copywriting things, or the whatever you have research, quite limited. It's very hard to understand who are your target audience. And that's the reason we develop or go into this tool or this approach. So the whole online concept you might have seen kind of a strategic shift now, right? With a lot of things that you were telling before this COVID was more like net in the network. You had more possibility to meet more people. You were organizing events, and that
Yeah.
network was quite organic. Organic in the sense that you know people each other, and then it was multiplying organic. But now, since you don't do that, it is kind of online events or online choices. And when I make choices online, like suppose if I need to if suppose I have some problem right now,
Hmm.
or I am finding a solution for something, now I go to internet, and at that point of time I'm presented with a lot of choices. So then sort of forget my private network, and I start interacting with this network, which is a lot of choices are there. So this shift has happened in the consumer thinking. Even if you were very close with the network, but somehow with these people online, they can make quick choices. They can go to other places, and they can find some other solutions, services. So it's also very important that whatever you authority as you are, you also represent yourself with your online website, or you create an image or identity of yourself that can be presented in front of your audience, target audience, right? And that's what is all about, is like how to bring your business online, how to bring your knowledge online. It's exactly same way you're interacting with your network. You are trying to listen to them, you're trying to solve their problems. But in the online world, you need to present yourself through an website, through an kind of digital identity. So how to create that digital identity successfully, so that more people can find you, more people can get benefit you. And that's the point of the service or solution that I was working. So I wanted to make that connection. I think that was important. I think so. Let me share my screen, and then I'll try to guide you through the tool or the solution, and maybe talk it more about why this approach should work in this situation also, where you yourself are authority, but at the same time you need to create a digital authority of yourself, and then people should be able to make a connection with this digital image of yourself, right? So that's important. uh, Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, sure, okay. So when you this product name is by the way, give me some more introduction and background. So the product name is CrawIQ.ai. It is AI enabled product in the sense that a lot of insights are generated through use of AI. There is also a lot of involvement, so it's kind of human assisted AI. And this product we have launched on AppSumo. So we are getting a lot of traction on AppSumo. We have more than now 850 users on the group. We got quite positive, encouraging reviews so far. So many people find this having quite much potential on this product. Some people find though starting is difficult, but at the same time they find that they have a lot of tools here where they can really organize their content. They can really fine tune the messaging for their product and services. They can really improve the message in their copy, and that's why it's kind of getting a lot of traction. And also in this current environment, a lot of people want to go online as soon as possible. So they are looking for solutions which can help them save time, effort, and that's the reason also there are a lot of interest in these kind of tools. There's also a Facebook community around the tool, so that definitely help. I will leave the message or the link here. So there's quite growing number already, like from last 1 month. Tool was launched like 8th of March. Now today's 9. So this development is a span of 1 month from AppSumo until here. And of course, the development effort was for quite some time now. but the actual peak has happened into last 1 month for after launching on the AppSumo. So that was bit background on the tool. Now, what it does is like it allows you to create your whole content automation workflow. It allows you to create a whole process around your content needs for your website, for your social media. You can start with a workspace name, like I have already a workspace, and you can associate it with your website or the domain. So if I create the project, I come to this dashboard. Now, let me give more background because this is really important. Once you are into the tool, you can play it, but the important thing is to really understand the framework here. So, if you have noticed when you start with website, a lot of people come to you and then you start with a Yoast SEO plugin. Yoast is again a Dutch-based company, if everyone you know, right? Yoast is a WordPress plugin, but it's very popular Dutch company. It's some digital marketing and they're making a lot of product. They are almost maybe 10 year and more. But that's not about yours. What is important here is when you start any kind of business, you hear this term more, search engine optimization. And every time you hear this, you go online and somebody is telling you that you need to optimize for some keywords, and you are a bit lost because you know your subject well, you are authority in your subject, and then it comes to website and bringing organic traffic and Google. Everyone is telling you to use some keywords, write those article or your social media post or blogs or landing pages around those keywords. And some people then start giving more advice. Okay, some keywords are easy to rank, some keyword bring more volume, some keywords can be difficult to rank. All these kind of things that you get, you know, start talking to technical people, and you're sometimes wondering like, what is this all about? um, so the problem is when we start about any kind of digital online marketing, we come across SEO. And SEO is in its original, like from last 10 years, people are thinking about around more technical keywords and those things. But if you are following any kind of search engine like for Google or anything that you're following from last 2 3 years, things has changed a lot. So people, I don't go to Google and ask for one single keyword or search for something, but I ask very deep and genuine questions in the Google. I want to know like how to get from this solution or this problem to that problem, that solution, or I will actually search in the Google a real question that I'm thinking. Yeah? So you sort of ask to Google more like real questions, and you are looking for real answers, right? So things has changed. It's not about the keyword, but people are really checking in the Google their real questions, and they expect real answers, as if Google is your like network or organic network, right? And this has changed this whole setup because a lot of the time that you put your content out there, you're thinking about keywords, but now you need to think about what are the questions that are concerning or disturbing or bothering your target audience, why they are asking these questions. So this whole thing must not start from right side, but it must start from the left side. And before you do anything on the online, it is really important that you understand who are your target audience. Because what we were doing here when we put the website and doing SEO, what was our goal? Our goal was to rank on some keywords. Then we want to reach to more people, right? That these people type these keywords or these topics and they are able to search our website, we will get more traffic. So there's nothing special wrong about this idea. The problem is that you can really go into it, understand a lot of tools, get a lot of data, optimize your content in such a way that you get a lot of traffic. But the moment traffic come to your website, they're a bit lost because they are not able to really connect with the home page, with the message on the home page, with the contact us page, with the blog page, because the message is not consistent. You can bring a lot of traffic with this approach, but traffic is leaking because it is not consistent. The message around your headlines, your topics, and nothing is consistent. So this makes this harder, this approach, because um every tool out there in the marketing world, every SEO thing or agency you talk about, they are just focusing on the Google and Google ad and optimization towards it. But nobody is focusing on the real buyer person, like who is your target audience. And in this approach, we reverse it around. So we start, the first fundamental pillar is try to understand who are your target audience, what pain points you are solving through your products and services. So that's the starting point, and that makes it more holistic approach, because ultimately what we are going to do, we are going to achieve more better results than this, because SEO can bring you a lot of traffic, but that traffic must convert, and conversion will only happen if your website as a whole is your authority, your representation, your digital image, right? Because they will just not see the website, but they will see the authority behind it, and that authority will only come when you, through your website, try to make a emotional connection with your target audience, right? An emotional connection is very very important in marketing and sales, because when people buy certain things or want to contact you, they are having some problem, they are having some nervous background, there's something is going in their mind. And when they want to make a buy decision, they want to have an appointment abstract with you to meet and get some solution discuss with you, they're always thinking in terms of that emotions. Even if you buy online certain things, while you press your credit card last digit, 3-digit security code, it's not about that you are thinking what material of this, what is the color of this, but you are thinking more in terms of your emotional connection, like how this thing that you're buying will make you happy, how it will solve your problem, right? So that's always behind a buying decision, there is an emotional connection, and we need to tap that emotional connection, emotional energy, and link it with our product and service to make it clear. So I hope that that was the context I wanted to stress more and more. So when you start with this tool, the idea is that you deep dive into your niche. So who is your target audience? For example, in this workspace, in this particular demo, my target audience are B2B SaaS founders, but that's quite big. That's quite like high level thing. I want to go a bit more deeper. My target audience is B2B tech SaaS founders. Still, that is not good enough. In this case, I want to niche down. So this approach is called to be very narrow down, to be very specific to a specific set of people that you want to reach. And why it is important? Because more you narrow down, more you are specific, more you start writing copy, blog, article, which make immediate connections with your target audience. That's very very important concept here. So you niche down and you come to the level where you really can make a connection with your product service. So this, and then you say what is vertical industry we are in, what kind of ideal prospect. So in this case, Fred, who is married, 37-year-old tech founder, is my ideal prospect. And I can talk more about it, but I want to go into more details. So this is not enough. This is just a starting. We are just scratching the surface. Of course, you want to define demographics. So for us, it's important that we are in Netherlands. We are talking to certain people, be it international also. Still, a specific location, a specific set of demographics really help us to narrow down our focus in the content. Important is thinking about semantics. So what is our main topic of interest for our target audience behind our products and services? How we define the psychographics. So what is the single big desire, single big problem that our target audience has? What is the single big questions they're asking? What is the single big result they want to achieve? What is their roadblock? What is their single big pain point? what is this kind of negative or positive outcome they want to avoid with your product and services, how you make selection of your target customers, how you connect your product and the emotional hook with your target audience, how you define yourself, your identity as an authority towards the target audience. So these are like quite in-depth steps that you need to go through. And we are also interesting is we are also putting a lot of AI in it. So you can of course start from scratch. You can use an example, but we are also putting another set of layer here where we can ask these questions to an AI open. So if you are not aware about this, in last 2 3 years, there's a lot of progress in the natural language processing, and GPT-3 is open AI's algorithm, which everyone is using nowadays in these kind of products and services. What happens there? You provide it a context. So you say that these are my target audience. This is main single problem point that I'm solving. It is so intelligent that it's trained on the whole internet data. It is so intelligent that it gives you back very, very connected content, which we can almost feel here. So this tool is also powered by that algorithm. So you have, like, of course, it's kind of interesting exercise, brainstorming exercise that you want to do, but sometimes you also want to get helped out in filling this whole thing. So that's where we use GPT-3 algorithm to fill many of these details. And taking a step back, so these top five pillars are important. So what we are saying here, what is your niche? What is the current environment and trend that is impacting your niche? What is the promise that you are making to your target audience with your product and services? What are the different jobs and activities that your product service do in order to take your target audience from their current state to future state using your solution or product and services within some specific time frame. So these kind of narratives are really important for us to keep our copy consistent throughout. And you have some sort of assistance here also, not only GPT-3 but more assistance here to help you identify what are the topics which are trending. So for example, if I go here, give me some example of your product or service that you want somebody to discover. Shall I say um,
Brand
uh,
strategy for B2B?
let's say brand strategy. So these are the related trending products for brand strategy. So people are searching brand B2B brand strategy examples, B2B brand strategy agency, B2B brand
This
strategy.
is worldwide, right?
Yeah, this is we can also specify it the country and location. If I would have searched, I will show you later. If I make my query in Dutch in Netherlands, and then make the country location Netherlands, then it also fetch result from only Dutch.nl websites. So these are several topics, trending topics that people are asking in the search engine. And now we also have the modification on it. So we are trying, because we want to really deep dive into our research. We say B2B brand strategy ideas, FAQs, benefits, B2B brand strategy desires, B2B brand strategy questions, tools, mistakes. You click one of these and you are directed towards the data that Google has already. So we want to use mix of data from AI and Google, mix them up, and then show you the best approach. So if you see the moment I click, I get a lot of these kind of things. Focusing too much on your company, these are the mistakes. Forgetting responsive design is a mistake, is a problem with the B2B marketing strategy. disregarding call to action. See, you see, like you click and you get a lot of ideas. Also, we can see what are the trends related to this topic. We can unlock some insights. So let's see what it brings. So what idea would my target audience have about B2B brand strategy, pain points, brand suspicion, brands FAQs? So how can I prove my concept is right? I can do a study or survey to find what people think about B2B brand strategy. So it's already leading you towards your research. So business to business brand strategy can help you to present your brand as a thought leader in your industry, allowing you to attract more qualified leads. So it has given you,
These are questions that you can answer in your blog, for
these
example.
are the questions that you can answer in the blog, but we
Nice.
have not yet reached there. We are just helping you to think more in terms of your business solution. So suppose if you are trying to make a solution or product for B2B brand strategy, that where to start your research, how to identify your target audience, whom you will be reaching out, what exactly pain points they have. It's very hard, right? It's very, so much is there, and how to bring all this research in a way which can help you to make blogs or landing pages or emails or social media posts. So that's very important that we structure our search. We structure and narrow down our research in a way which is very specific to what we are trying to achieve with our products and services. What idea would my target audience have about B2B brand strategy? So these are like AI generated initial suggestions, but you can also go to podcast. Like if you don't know, Listen Notes is a search engine for podcast. You can go to social media searches. You can go to Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook. You can do video searches on YouTube, Google videos, news stories like Bing, Yahoo, Medium. You can go to question answers database like WikiHow, references, Quora. So we present here everything that is needed for you to go to more and more deeper into your questions. Now again, here we can also ask more questions. So understanding your target audience is a two-way process, right? The first step is you do the research and you identify like what are their pain points. And this should not be so complicated in my opinion, because if you know one person that you think is eligible for your product and services, is this is as good as inviting this person on a coffee and asking all these questions. This is for me is more like holistic and common sense approach than trying to do this keyword tools, keyword planners, doing all this keyword research, because we through this approach we are not going to identify what pain points or issues our target audience has, right? So this approach, you can take a lot of help from different things, but the most important is like you know exactly like what you're talking about. You know what are the pain points of your target audience. uh, Here we have some like B2B brand strategy, B2B brand strategy examples. B2B brand strategy awareness, B2B brand strategy, marketing strategy, both some comparison. It really depends sometime um, on the content. Sometimes we get very dense questions which people ask in the search engine, but sometimes it's difficult because even search or in the Google search you don't have a specific way to understand uh, about the particular topic. So we need to go into more detail. If we say B2B brand strategy, we have to be specific about it. What kind of strategy we are talking? B2B marketing brand strategy or B2B, because there's kind of difference between these brand strategy, marketing strategy, growth strategy. So we have to be very specific to get more better results from these searches. What here I'm going to show you is like you can also have a target before you start writing about any content. Is it my content is more on the information level? Is it my content is more on the middle of the funnel? So is it more commercial intent? or so when you are writing, for example, for information related blog, then you will be focusing on how does B2B brand strategy work, how do I use B2B brand strategy, meaning of B2B brand strategy. But when you are working with more commercial intent, people are searching you, people are making comparison between your product and services and competitors product and services, then we are talking about affordable prices, orders, or how much this cost. And even if we go to commercial intent, then people are directly looking for your product name, services, and they are looking for reviews. They are looking for alternatives. They are looking for discount. They are looking for price. So it's very important when we start our project, we should be very clear upfront what is our main goal. Generally, on your website, you have three types of content. One is information content, which is more useful for the people who don't know what is their problem and what is their solution. So this kind of traffic is cold. So you want to create a lot of awareness in them. Then there is another kind of traffic which is warm. So they know what is their problem, but they don't know yet what solution they could have in the market. So this is warm, and for them you have a different strategy. Then you have people who exactly know in your network, they heard about you, but still they are a bit shy. They are not clicking the button, or they are not just dialing the number to you because they want to get more information about your price, about your offer. So for them, this is kind of bottom of the funnel, or this is like hot traffic. For this hot traffic, you need to really have a different strategy. So this whole idea helps you first establish a real clear view of who is your target audience, pin down it to the point that you can understand what is their desires, what big results they want to achieve, what is their pain point, what are the emotional connection that you can build with your target audience. So this whole framework helps, and it's comprehensive because you can iterate it over again and again. Because once you start developing your business, you will start having case studies. Once you are very clear about your solution, product, services, you will be able to articulate clearly what are the benefits and outcomes. You will start attracting testimonials. You will have your team. You will have ready FAQs for your product and services. You have influencers, endorsement. You have product pages which are saying how it works, different features. So different use cases about your product and services. So it's almost like collecting together all the information that you need for your product and services. And this whole exercise is AI assisted in the sense that you will be helped with smart auto suggestions to fill it once you have the initial ideas about your target audience and their pain point. And you can iterate it over and over again. You can come back again, improve it. But why I was showing all this, because this is going to feed into our content automation process. This whole information that we have collected is not waste, because once we have this, it is going to help us in different content creation. Before I go there, and that's fun part, before I go there, what I want to say, even if you know your uh, target audience, their pain point, but you still need to pass one more step, which is your competitor. And why you want to do competitor analysis? Because whatever your solution or product and the promise that you make to your target audience need to get value out of it. And they, you know, the value is very perceptive, right? It's like perception in the mind of people. What you consider value, I might not consider this as a value. So this is very relative concept, value. And when people make economic decisions, they always evaluate against different options, and they always think about the compare. So from your point of view, you have to differentiate from your competitor so that your target audience can start understanding the different value in what you're offering. So that's why we want to do competitor analysis. It's not because we want to directly get involved with them. The idea of understanding our competitor is that we want to be differentiating from our competitors so that people can understand the real value we are bringing to them, right? So this is important. So we can also do an organic competition. So who are the people in our website, or with our key terms or the topics that we are in authority, what are the other people in the same authority space, how we are different from them, what is their content strategy. We can also compare page to page. We can also do direct competition analysis. So if we know five competitors, five authority people in this particular coaching product or your coaching services, then you can compare them. How is their content strategy in terms of readability, sentiments, their landing pages, what kind of topics they are targeting, all those kind of things we can analyze. So maybe give one example here. We again say B to B brand. This time I will try. Do I write it correct? Strategy. I don't know if you can read it in Dutch.
Yeah, in Dutch it would probably be merkstrategie. So
B2B,
yeah,
merk.
strategie. Yeah, and I think you're not gonna get a lot of hits, but let's see.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm curious as well because I was trying to test. So we are seeing B2B merk strategy.
Yeah.
By the way, this term is still kind of broad. It can be more specific, like what merk, type of merk, and then within the strategy, what strategy we are talking. So we can actually make it more specific.
Yeah.
Let's see in this area what comes out.
Yeah, and if this doesn't give you anything, then B2B marketing strategy will probably give you more.
Right, right. So we have some results. These are all Dutch words. It somehow is showing me some common words also, but for that matter, let's ignore this. Idea was here that we show uh, all the topics that are related with this. It still shows, but because the algorithm is not real optimized, so it did for fun day, and we want to take this out. If we do it in English, then we won't get this. But then we are presented here with a lot of topics that comes along with this. We have some competitors. Let's see if you recognize them. Marketingsfact.nl.
Yay, I'm there too.
You are there too, yes.
I'm there too.
Let's find out. Uh, which one you are?
Flink.
This one,
Yep.
Flink.nl. Very good. Then these are the different competitors, how they are ranking. So these are 1 to 10 rank on this topic.
Mhm.
These are their semantic score. So let's see where is Flink. So
Very low because my website is pretty new.
here. So we have the rank fourth, and in terms of your topic coverage in the Flink that you talk about, um, you are covering on the topic brand strategy almost 50% of what all other people are also covering. So that's what this information shows you. Then we have this some summary or some idea or some topics that you can draw from them. So it sort of give you understanding, like, okay, what are the top competitors, what kind of topics they are targeting, what is the main summary of their landing pages. It will help us in understanding and differentiating ourselves. So now using this tool, you can see all of these people, what are the main topics target they have. We also have like summaries here, so you can read the summary of their landing pages, and it will help you to draw an understanding, like how I can be different from these rest of these people. uh, so okay, so that was my idea, to go a bit slow but really go in depth. So we understand, like, if we understand like who are our target audience, I'm saying this is really fundamental step. This is covering 80% of our hard work. But because we also having competition, so we need to be differentiating from our competition, so that our target audience can understand the real value we are presenting. Because as I said, value is very kind of notion, and it's very relative to what your target audience think, right? Then Of course, you know your target audience. You have done hard work in understanding your competitor. But if you are doing a very shit job with your website, then also this all hard work go in vain, right? It's like we did such a hard work, but if the information on our website is not really good enough, then we sort of struggle with this. So for this, I need to select a new project. So for example, what you will see here is this how the information is structured on your website, what kind of different topics that you are targeting on your website. The main purpose of this topic modeling is to understand different topic clusters on your website and how you are interlinking or how you are arranging these clusters in such a way that your whole website is authority, is consistent. If you are in authority on a particular topic, and imagine that you start talking about something which is different from this semantic relations between topic, then your users are confused. Also, the search algorithm, Google search algorithm, they are confused where to put you in which bucket. So this is very important to understand the topics and the gaps on your website. It gives me different URLs on which I have very good coverage on the coherent of the topics. Like each topic, if I'm targeting or if I'm creating content on Flink.nl about brand strategy, then I'm not going to create content other than the topics which are semantically related with brand strategy, right? If I started talking about a coaching business or something different, hardware engineering process, of course, this is a very simple example, but the main idea is that you are authority in certain topics and you cannot start writing content which is completely different. So it gives us like what are my top URLs or pages which has high topic coverage, and what are the weak and what I can do about it where the topic coverage is less, which are the topics which are covering less. Um, Let me shift to another view. So this whole section is like kind of a visualization of your website in terms of different topics and the clusters. So on this website, for example, there are different topics. So topic one is about SEO, content, semantic. Then we switch to topic two, topic three, topic four. Imagine this circle one is very big circle, and all there are some small dots around it. What visually it tells me that this website is only talking about one topic and only duplicating the content because it's like only single topic they are talking. And now imagine if there this one circle is overlapping with several other circles. So that shows me that this website has a lot of duplicate content because let's say talk when we say United States or US, contextually they're the same thing. And if we do this, then most of these circles will start overlapping. So when we are creating topic about a coaching program, about coach of the coach, or about brand strategy, we have to really identify 3 or 4 pillar topics that we are going to work on it. And we are always identifying topics which are interconnected and covering more and more depth because your users and also Google like that you create topics and topic clusters around it so that user never leaves your website. And that's what also you want. That's why the conversion I'm talking about SEO is why SEO is not good step, first step. Why this approach is good because you want in the end conversion. You don't want traffic. Oh, sorry, you want traffic, but you want right traffic which can convert, right? If you don't want unnecessary traffic on your website, you want traffic which can convert, and it will only convert if you are consistent and consistent in your topics that you are targeting. If you are targeting for brand strategy, if you are writing content which is not related with it, of course you can, that single blog can bring a lot of traffic, but it is not going to convert because other things that your website are not connected, they are not talking same thing. So this is kind of visual tool which gives us quite in-depth understanding. Now so far was very difficult steps, but now we can start working on some of the ideas that we have here. And this is not necessary that you need to do all of these to get results. you can also start into content automation and try writing some content scripts, get results, because this all information we are trying to map from each other. So if you are directly working on content automation or content scripts, then also it will help you to understand your market better. So I took some time here because I wanted to really explain this framework. But if you are short on time, if you want to get some quick wins, then you can also jump over directly here. So here, when I talk about content automation, there are different ways you can automate your content. One is having those sales writing scripts. So we have more than 200 scripts about your landing pages, about creating headlines, about creating sales letters, about emails that you want to send, be it auto sequence email of 4 or 5 different emails that are connected with each other, or personal cold emails, or you want to have a webinar, you create a webinar structure with this. So let's take me, suppose if you wanted to create a webinar about your information product, about your coaching product, and you are wondering like where to start. So here I will take one example. So here uh, I will fill with example, but idea here is I want to create a webinar on brand strategy. Make sense? And I'll take a shortcut where I want to just fill with the details. But once I answer few questions, I can also fill it with the remaining of the questions. I can fill it with AI, or also it is mapped with our original market research that we did. So this was our topic. I want to create a webinar on brand strategy. There were few questions that we answered, but it gives you a ready-made content about how you want to set the goals of your webinar, who you are, your personal story is very important in this webinar. Your background is important in your webinar. How does this relate to you? What results you are going to give in this webinar? What you are going to cover in this webinar? So this is a whole structure that you can generate through this content scripts, be it webinar, be it landing pages, be it emails. I just showed one example, but we have more than 200 scripts here. And now it also present you all the data that you need to optimize the content. You can edit it, and you can go through this different data that fetch from the Google and other sources. So here we have 6 webinar marketing tips. Then you have headlines, sub headlines, webinar marketing, how to sell anything with webinars. So you get like a lot of headlines, content ideas that you can borrow. So you can also, for example, if I'm changing some of these topics, I can delete this one, and I can write, for example, this one. If this fits into this approach, I can also spin this text. So spinning means I can rewrite it and use it. So when I press this button, I'm basically rewriting this script. It's not currently working here. Okay, but the whole idea here that you have headlines, you have paragraphs that are suggested on this topic, you have topics, different topics. So these are not keywords, but when I'm writing something about a script or a webinar, I'm creating a line about my webinar. These are the items as marketing, audience, attendance in the webinar, promotion, product, webinar marketing, brand, lead, quality, email. So these are not the words, but these are the topics that people talk about in their webinar to make this more structured when we are talking about this particular target audience. So this particular target audience was B2B founders, and we took a topic of B2B brand strategy. We created a content around it, and we can further optimize it with these topics, headlines, questions. If we have an easy way or easy topic, of course it fetch a lot of questions. Also it fetch reviews from review sites. Now you also see that all the research that you did for the niche, sub niche, micro niche is also appearing here. So you can always refer back to your original research that you did in the beginning, and you can use most of these arguments, most of these ideas back into your content. And then this is important thing that I want to say, that most of the tool out there are optimizing your content for Google. But what here we are doing, we are optimizing your whole content for your target audience. And that's the key difference, because you can do this Google optimization with keywords and all those things, but it's still, it can bring you traffic, but it will not bring conversion, because we are not really going in depth to that people whom we are targeting, to their pain points, to their desires, emotions. We are not, if we are not doing that, then we will end up creating content which is good for Google, and it's not really bringing a lot of conversions back to you. Again, we can generate the topic clusters once we want to check how this webinar or how this content that we created will help us. I think I'm running short of time, so I will hurry up. If I want to create summary of any page, I can create summary. I can create different workflows. So this was a web page. I created summary out of it. And if suppose you have many, if you have a website and there are many blogs, you want to create quick social media post on the LinkedIn, or you want to create something for your Facebook group, you can easily go here, paste your URL, and then you can get this summary. And this summary you can again rewrite it. So here we have a rewriting tool. So you put this summary here and you can rewrite the whole thing. Now here I want to switch domain specific terms, because I want this AI mechanism to remember what are the my branded terms, so that it do not deviate away while it rewrite.
And it does this in Dutch as well.
Yes, if I have the query in Dutch, then it do the in Dutch as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have some issues here. But then I showed you that text summarizer, you can rewrite the content, and this AI content writer. So if you have a unique idea about a blog, so let's say I want to create a blog on B2B uh, brand strategy. We keep US for this now, and see how it comes different from the Dutch results. We also select a script for headline. So let's see, we select on a script. So we will answer some questions. So my buyer persona really want to create a brand strategy that brings a lot of paying customers. Hope this makes sense. My buyer persona also really want to optimize content for sales. Let's keep this for this example. What is a single big thing they are really afraid of? You tell me, like for the brand strategy, what is the single big thing that your target audience are really afraid?
That their competitor is found and chosen and not them.
So my buyer persona is really scared of competitors.
Losing to the competitor.
Yes, yes. Losing to competitors. Then what is one more thing that they are really scared of in this area? As is running out of cash.
That they're not differentiated enough.
Yes, my person is really scared of not being able to differentiate themselves. Suppose we want to give this a time frame. So how soon we can provide this?
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Wow, cool. 6 weeks. Okay, then I think we have some starting headlines that we can feed into the system. So how to create a brand strategy that brings a lot of paying customers without losing to competitors. How to instantly optimize content for sales.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they avoid not being able to differentiate themselves. Let's see what comes out of it. Claudia, if it's okay, if it's take a little bit more time.
Yes, of course. I asked in the chat if people like to stay. That's brilliant. And if they need to go, they can leave because it's so interesting. I'm very
So
curious, but
I'll
it's
not take
coming
more
up
than I will not take no more than 5 minutes, and I will finish
good.
this.
I'm good. It's interesting.
So I want to create a blog on B2B brand strategy. Then I get a lot of ideas here. How to optimize content for sales for a brand strategy so they can avoid not being able to differentiate themselves. How to create a social media strategy. We didn't ask this, right? How to create a social media strategy for sales that allows you to beat your competitors. How to create a social media, okay. Then we have how to build a brand strategy that make you a profit in niche market. How to create a brand strategy that help people get most out of the product without being pushy. How to create a brand strategy that helps you avoid being overwhelmed by your competition. How to quickly convert content into sales in 6 weeks without using the same old ideas. Do you like this?
Yeah, this is
how
awesome.
to how to create a brand strategy that brings a lot of paying customers. Some repetition is there. We're trying to optimize it, but my whole idea was to show you, like, once we feed the initial ideas, how this content creation can help us in bring more ideas. And of course, we are putting a lot of new content scripts and things so you can create your blogs. But again, it provided you with a lot of headlines, paragraphs that you can work with. It provides you with the topics that you can work with, questions, reviews. Your again, you have your own market research that you did initially. So this will help you to create that blog, that content that you want to put out there. So
Who's already using this, Harish?
there are a lot of founders, content marketers, or copywriters. They're using this tool. We have more
Mhm.
than like 800, 900 people already
Oh
subscribed.
wow.
This is live on the AppSumo, so you can see um, we have answered more than 92 questions. We got very positive 5 taco reviews, all 25 reviews. And we have a community around it, so we are also supporting customers with the Slack group. So Slack
Yeah.
and the customers are on this group. I showed you before in the beginning. Uh, there also a Facebook group around this.
And it's $79 one-time fee.
Currently we are running a lifetime deal on it. So you pay $79 and you have the
Nice.
lifetime license of the tool.
Cool.
Uh, so this is quite a lucrative offer currently. You can also buy this directly from the website, that is Quantumic Solution website here. Um,
What is the website?
it's called quantumixsolutions.com.
Okay.
I can drop this in the chat.
Yes, please.
We have your chat to everyone.
I think I found it.
Sure.
Oh yeah, you have it.
Um, so you can buy it via AppSumo. You can buy the same thing using the pricing page. It's won't differ. So that was it from me today, everyone. And I hope you like this, because I wanted to really bring this framework, and I did spend less time actually on maybe showing some hands-on things. Initially, I spent a lot of time in trying to see the framework itself. So why is this different? And in the market, people are recognizing that it is different from rest of the tool because it is focusing really on the buying person approach. So we are trying to optimize your content for your target buyers, and our assumption, and it will be validated of course, that once you write good content, people like them, start liking, sharing, commenting them in LinkedIn or in Facebook. So search engine also recognize these signals. Google also recognizes signals, and your content also start ranking. So having why to choose this indirect route through Google and get the same result? Why not choose this approach so that we optimize content for our buyer persona? And then in this way, we're not only bringing traffic but right traffic, and also making sure that we are having conversions. So that was the approach that is quite unique in the tool as compared to many other tool in the market. And of course you can use marketers always, copywriters, marketers, or any person who is online use always combination of different tools to give the different results. So each tool has their own unique way, workflow, goals. This tool has its own unique position that can really help you to deep dive into market research. And here we try to incorporate most of the copywriting formulas, a lot of the insights that were from the copywriting books, like using Schwartz, or there are famous copywriters which people everyone follow them. So that was the idea. I think Iris, you have some question? Any question, Robin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Harish,
Yes.
impressive first to say. I was wondering, it's very difficult and very important at the same time to make sure your customer journey, your customer identification is correct. So I saw your first session where you said market research. There's a lot of information to fill out, and I
Right.
think it all comes down to filling that out correctly in the first place. Because if you make a mistake or just if you mess it up, the rest is just garbage.
Yes, you shouldn't
So
want garbage in, garbage out. Yes.
yeah, so that's the most important input. So I was just wondering, do you have some kind of guidance there? Because I mean,
It
someone
seemed
can
like
be
a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
can be very hard
Yeah.
to properly fill out all the lines. There's so much information there that you're asking
Yeah.
basically, and I get
Well,
that.
mhm. Right. To answer you, what we have here is we have like a very detailed information. So define your product emotion hook. So you have the whole education around it. So why
Ah,
you
okay,
need emotional play, like why do emotions play important role in sales? And then it goes into examples like how you are going to fill this. So you see a lot of education in filling these steps. Also you have an example, so you can first fill with example.
mm,
You also have a lot of explanation here, like how you should write it, because you don't want to write it in a way which then not recognized by the tool later.
exactly. Yeah,
You want to fill it in the exact way. So it also says write the first form of the verb to fill this, or do this and that. So it is in that way it is taken care that you do not start filling things which do not make sense. And every time
okay.
you can refer to this. And in the beginning I also mentioned that what we are doing, we are changing slightly little flow here. So we are also auto generating this. So once you define your niche or some initial parameters like these two sections, we will be able to call the AI at our help and ask it to generate some meaningful results. And then you should be able to review and see if that result makes sense. And I think currently the way this GPT-3 algorithm is doing very, very smart job. It can really give you surprising results, even you won't think normally, because it, it is trained on a large internet data, and it can be really, really specific if you give exact instruction what to do. So it expect us. So that's why the reason we want to create this information in such a way that we can give instruction to a 9-year-old kid. So this
Mm,
algorithm is like a 9-year-old kid, and it need to be given instruction in such a way that it
okay.
understand. So that's why in the background we put a lot of effort to make this prompt very good. They call it prompt. So in the prompt is the specific language that this algorithm understand. Maybe I can show some.
Okay, thanks. Well, that certainly helps.
Okay, so I will too much detail, but I think I hope I answered your question. There are a
Yes.
lot of way here in the beginning. You will get information like how to do this, and we will generate additional insights via the GPT-3 algorithm to give you further less stress on your neural energies to because it should be a bit fun also. So
Yeah, because this section will take the most time.
yes, yes, and definitely. And then we want to map all this information to rest of this content automation process, be it copywriting scripts or this AI content writer, all those stuff.
Okay, thanks. Like I
No
said,
questions.
impressive tool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Really nice. And all of these boxes, you can click on it to see what it means and
Yeah,
what it's for, right? Okay.
indeed. You can read the
Okay.
information here,
Yeah,
why
perfect.
we are asking this information. You can
Awesome.
fill with an example. And as I said, we are creating one more, so you can also ask AI to generate suggestions.
Mhm.
And when I say AI, I'm just letting you know that GPT-3 is a more popular use case nowadays. It's an algorithm by OpenAI, and it produces quite excellent results. And we are using it already in some of these sections.
Do you guys also have like something like a play around or demo account?
Currently, we are not doing this free trial or demo because we are running quite $79 this lifetime deal. But if you are
Mhm.
not happy, you can return. We return back your money within the way you ask. No questions asked. You can get 79 back dollar or
Okay.
63 euro back. So this is risk mitigation.
Yeah.
I really love this tool because it's a deep dive, and you can. It's not just for an afternoon. It's really for a marketing department, and
Mm.
to work together on it. And what I love is that you also have a community where people can ask their questions and get an answer. Because I believe when you're working with this on the way, you get more and more into it, more deeper into the possibilities. And the marketing department has really
Yeah.
possibilities to advise other departments if they want to write something and share with the world. If it's a
Yeah.
blog or if it's an internal or external communication part, it really should go through the marketing department, and every marketing department should use this
Yeah.
app to validate if the information is compared to the company the right thing, and what competitors would do. So
Yeah.
yes, you just start with the market research, but when you think you have done it, you realize that there is such a lot of things to understand about competition differentiation. Yes, I'm really amazed what happened in 1 year by you developing this, and on what you realized for a lot of companies now. You say you have more than 800 subscribers, and what I see the difference of the tool between last year and now, I'm very impressed. Thank you
This
for
was only SEO last time, but now we have developed a good framework around it,
yeah.
and I'm developing it with a constant feedback from the community. So this Facebook group and community is very active. They're giving a lot of suggestions. So in the end, we will develop something which is not my wish or somebody else wish, but it is community wish. So that's what you kind of sort of invest in it. So we have this whole group running here, and constantly we are getting a lot of feedbacks and improvements, so that is really good. A lot of videos are also there in the community and the group. So hopefully I think there's a lot of resources are there to help and start, and I am happy to bring more and more such insights to this group. I'm in group, and work together maybe on some of the projects where you are doing some niche research, where I can help along not only with the tool but also with my thinking along with you, like how
Yeah.
to put the information, how to get maximum out of it.
Yeah, I'm also very impressed, and I'm a HubSpot partner. So for me, this is a great tool.
You can combine the HubSpot
Yeah,
CRM along
yeah,
with this and use the data from it to
yeah,
segment your HubSpot leads or things. Maybe
yeah.
many people are using CRM as a HubSpot. They would also like to have something like that, which can go a bit more deeper into just demographics
Mhm.
and high level, because it's going
Exactly.
deep into the pain points and dreams, desires, suspicions,
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. And I recognize what you're saying about the hub and spokes model of
Right.
having a hub with your content and then having all these other blogs around it that are interconnected and interlinked. So it's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, I forgot. I did not touch the SEO, which I was criticizing heavily in the beginning. I was not criticizing actually, but I was trying to make sure the
Yeah.
point is that why you
Let's
should
not
start
start
from this.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But in the end, you can come back here,
Yeah.
and you can see how different aspects are impacting readability of your website pages, reading ease, content length, reading time,
Mhm.
internal URL, external URL, sentences per pages that you use, different content
Right.
types, sentiment analysis on your website, how different pages on your websites are interconnected. Are you leaving so many orphan pages that are
Yeah.
not linked with a topic cluster?
Yeah.
So you can visually recognize your website's content clusters. There are some more tools here. You can say if my website is performing good on mobile devices or not.
Mhm.
So many tools out there are only focused on this, and they
Mhm.
are telling a big
Yeah.
telling a big tool here. But here we are bunching together all these piece together and knitting it in a way which can help all the information at one place. And I'm not saying that this is the tool for SEO, but it is a good second step validation if you are already using a quite good SEO approach and a tool. So it's just like one more layer of validation. And its focus is this focus more on the semantic aspects than keyword or links or meta tags or meta descriptions. Okay, so hopefully that was a lot of information I tried to present, and at the same time keep it more on a conceptual level that we can brainstorm and discuss. Any idea that you have will make this tool better. I'm open for all those ideas, because this is perfect for us to launch it on AppSumo and there get a lot of feedbacks, because and that was main goal also. It's not like give us a lot of revenue, because lifetime deals, we have to serve the customer lifetime, but the kind of questions that we got on this AppSumo and the feedback reviews we got was quite amazing, because this will exactly help us to improve this tool through a validated learning. That's what also I write behind my board, growth using validated learning. So I'm really trying to put it in practice as well.
Are you on LinkedIn?
I'm also on the LinkedIn. Yes.
Okay. Global Data Science Director at RB? No?
No, no, no. I'm. You can find me Harish Kumar, FRM, okay,
Ah, okay, got
Financial
it.
Risk Manager, with I'm sure my picture on it.
Yeah.
If you see the screen, this is me. This small screen.
Are you still at Rabobank?
Yes, I'm with
Okay.
Rabobank, but I'm as of 1st of June, I left my job at
Uh-huh.
Rabobank.
Okay, nice. So I found the right one.
And I will go to full time into my company and service. I already was doing 32 hours at Rabobank, but I want to completely leave that, because it's getting very hard for me to have my job at Rabobank, also doing
Yeah.
wonderful things there, what I want to do, and also here. So as of 1st of June, you won't find me at LinkedIn with Rabobank.
Okay. I just invited you.
Sure,
Nice.
sure. So thanks a lot again. any question I can still take if you have, and we can make this available as a recording to other people in IMN Club. So that will be wonderful.
Thank you so much for your time, Harish, and thank you, Claudia, for organizing. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.
You do. Bye bye.